Hey, it's Crystal with Train Smart Fitness. So I was talking earlier about the 3 best exercises that you should be doing while you're pregnant. So here's exercise number 2. Exercise number 2 is called a bird dog. You probably have done this in yoga at some point. So you're going to be in a tabletop position, and you are going to be hands directly underneath your shoulders, knees directly underneath your hips. And then from there, you're going to lift your arm up first, lengthen it out with the thumb up to put your shoulder in the optimal position. And then you're just going to extend through that opposite leg. So the toe will stay connected to the floor. A lot of times people end up raising up their foot, which throws them off balance. So just keep your toe lightly connected to the floor with no weight on it. You can move it around, and you're just squeezing through your glutes and squeezing through your shoulder blades. So that way your posture and your core is getting some work. And then you drop down and you'll do the same exact thing on the other side. Arm always goes first. Try and get parallel to the floor. Thumb up, and then extend through the leg like you're pushing back through your heel. Nice and lengthened. We're trying to get a nice straight line. Eyes stay straight ahead on the floor in front of you so that your neck stays in a nice neutral spine. And that's our very basic bird dog. So if you want to take it up a notch, what you can do, and depending on what stage of your pregnancy that you're in, if you're in earlier pregnancy, if you've been active in fitness before, you could probably attempt this and it won't be quite as hard. If it feels like too much, go back to the basic one, listen to your body. Your body knows best. So the next version of it would be to come up into a plank. So we have our feet at least shoulder width apart. Our hips and our torso is parallel to the ground. We would raise our arm up first, and then again, just barely lifting that foot off the floor, and then coming back down. Again, the arm comes first, make sure we have that balance, and then we bring the foot barely off the floor, and then we come back down. So that is the harder version. As you get bigger, it does get more challenging because you are having to engage that core, and it is harder to use those abdominal muscles. But again, this is no matter where you're at in your pregnancy. So maybe if you're earlier, you might want to try it. If you've been really fit and active before you got pregnant, then maybe you want to try that again. If it's too much, even just to be on your hands and knees and doing that basic version, what you can always do is grab a chair or do it up against a table or a bench. Make sure that it's not going to slide anywhere. And you can do the same thing, but just a little bit higher up. So that way you have less weight on your upper body. And you can do the same thing and then barely lift that foot off the floor and drop it down. And there's another way to modify it. Okay? So there's 3 versions for you. Again, if you are high risk pregnancy, you definitely want to check with your doctor. Otherwise, you should be good to go, and they will probably encourage you to exercise if you are having a normal pregnancy. These are great things that are going to keep your core intact, keep your posture really mobile and agile and strong, so that way everything's not pulling you forward, because your body can get really jacked up when you're pregnant. So we want to try and keep you strong and get that good endurance and flexibility throughout your pregnancy. Join me for the next one in about 2 minutes. See you then.